All right, the infamous screw or bolt problem. These are not hard. Just have to follow a couple rules. Here we go. Let's quickly review the parts of a circle. So radius is the measurement from the outer edge to the center. Diameter is all the way across. Circumference is all the way around. Those three are really important, okay? If I were to draw a bolt like I did right here, and maybe it has a wrench, I want you to envision how we turn that in a circle. So now if I drew that same picture, except we're looking at it from above, right? We're looking at it from above, there's the wrench. When I make that circular motion, what I need you to realize is the length of the wrench right here represents which of the circles above. Doesn't that represent radius? The wrench is always the radius of the circle. That is, you've got to know that, okay? All right, wrench is radius. Moving on. Here's an example question. Here's a wrench that's 8.5 inches long. And now let's talk about what all these numbers and letters mean. Half inch, the first set of numbers, whatever it is, ours happens to be half inch, is always the diameter of the threaded part of the bolt. And guess what? We don't care about it. It has nothing to do with the math we're about to do. 18. 18 represents TPI, or threads per inch. It literally means how many threads are in an inch. If I were to measure an inch right here, we would count 18. And then NC stands for, just represents how coarse or fine the threads are. What I mean by coarse is maybe the threads are like this. What I mean by fine is maybe the threads are like that. Okay, there's a lot more of them in a given inch. Okay, and we also don't care about NC, so we don't care about that. The big thing we care about is 18. Also, regarding 18, there's something we need to know, which is called pitch. Pitch is 1 divided by TPI. Well, we know our TPI is 18, so our pitch is equal to, our pitch equals 1 over 18. Here's what that means. In one revolution of this wrench, right there, what happened when you just did that? When we did that, the bolt went down an 18th of an inch. It went down an 18th of an inch. That's what pitch is. All right, just to review. We know the parts of a circle. We know that half inch represents the diameter of the threaded part of the bolt. We know 18 is TPI. We know pitch is 1 divided by TPI. Moving on. Equation time. IMA is, to think differently. Think of the input distance of that wrench. The input distance of that wrench, if I were to draw it again, here's that wrench. The input distance, I'm going around the circle. Around the circle, my input distance, I'm starting here, and then I'm ending here. That is circumference. That is circumference. So our input distance we think of as circumference. And then the output distance, I just said that, remember? It travels down an 18th, it travels down an 18th of an inch. So that's pitch, or 1 over TPI. So our equation is circumference divided by 1 over TPI. Now there's a way easier way to think about this. Dividing by a fraction, which is what we're doing, is the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. What's a reciprocal? Reciprocal is the opposite of that fraction. So instead of 1 over TPI, TPI over 1. Well, that's just TPI. 2 over 1 is the same as 2. TPI over 1 is the same as TPI. So our equation is circumference times TPI. It is really, really that simple, okay? All right, last thing. Back to the circles. These are important. So circumference equals pi d or 2 pi r. It just depends on how you want to think about it. Whatever floats your boat, okay? Let's pick on pi d. So if I want to use pi d, here's my bolt. Here's my bolt, here's my wrench, 8.5. If I want to use pi d, remember diameter is all the way across, and I told you in the very beginning that the length of the wrench is the radius. Well then, 8.5 times 2, so circumference equals pi times 17. That's really important. Or if you don't like that, okay, sure, fine. Then use circumference equals 2 pi 8.5. You'll get the same thing, okay? So let me do that real quick. So we're going to do pi, and I just happen to, I always use the diameter one. I don't know why, I just do. So pi 17 equals 53.407. Okay, so down here, IMA equals circumference times TPI. IMA equals 53.407 times, and it was 18, wasn't it? Sure was, 18. Okay, let me do that real quick. 53.407 times 18, 961.326. IMA equals 961.326. Don't be afraid of larger numbers. Screws, bolts have a really high mechanical advantage. Okay, follow those tips and you'll be good.